2010 racing season about to take the green flag as the field rolls slowly into turns 3 and 4. Here they come off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. The 2010 racing season is under green. Jimmy Bushy from the outside of row number 1 gets a good start from the outside. He'll take the lead off the second turn. Jamie Atkins running a middle groove, pushes Billy Twaits up the track. And there comes that 29 trying to move through on the inside, Nick Haywood. Hey, whoa, look out, they touch. Haywood goes airborne, getting a piece of the tire. And the 68 of Jamie Atkins also involved, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag. Here comes the field off of turn number 4. Green flag is back out, and the first qualifier back under green. Jim Bushy, who had a real good move at the first attempt at getting this one going, took the lead off of turn number 1, now trying to hold off Robin Wood. Robin Wood sliding through on the inside. Here comes the Gunny and Bingo Rent-A-Wreck number 61, trying to take that top spot away as they race off of turn number 4. Down to the front stretch, Jimmy Bushy will lead the first lap of the season. But for how much longer? Well, Robin Wood continues to lurk down on the inside. Bushy drifts up the track, pushing up the track off turn number 2. Wood trying to get to that spot down on the inside into the third turn. They've separated themselves from Bill Fountain, who runs third. Off of turn number 4, Jimmy Bushy doing well on the outside, hanging on to that lead. About a half car length advantage over Robin Wood in the 61. Bill Fountain slides up a little bit into turn number 2. That opens the door for Bill Sawyer. A couple of wild Bills racing for the third spot. The 39 is Sawyer, the 36 is Fountain. Side-by-side racing through the pack for position. Jimmy Bushy on the outside, going to clear Robin Wood, and the lead is back to a car length. Bushy in the number 11, running well in that middle groove and then working off the top of the racetrack off the turns. They will maintain that advantage over Robin Wood in the 61. Sawyer runs third, Fountain fourth on the inside. Tyler Terry trying to move in car number 44. And Billy Twaits running right off the back bumper of those two cars. It is Bushy leading by still a car length. Robin Wood in the 61 has him in line. Looking down to the inside, he's going to follow him down the backstretch. They put a pretty good gap between themselves and third place runner Bill Sawyer. Now Tyler Terry has that fourth spot away from Bill Fountain. Fountain sliding. You see that car is pretty bad loose in the 36. Rear end coming out from that 36 car. And Tyler Terry trying to take the spot away. Wood biding his time a little bit. Now he wants to go. Just past the halfway point in this qualifier. Now he slides back down to the inside. Here comes Robin Wood in the 61. Jimmy Bushy in the number 11 trying to hang on to that top spot. They're almost even down the front stretch. It's still Jimmy Bushy by about 8 feet. Bushy in the 11. Leading into turn number 2. Robin Wood in the 61. Not going away. And he's going to stay at his door. Into turn number 3. Good run for Wood down on the inside. Bushy fights back on the outside. Drag racing for the lead down the front stretch is still Jimmy Bushy holding him off. Wood just cannot build up enough momentum coming off of turn number 4. Bushy doing a good job working the middle of the track, holding that line. And Robin Wood he's not able to pick up a lot of momentum coming off the 4th turn. Again, he pulls almost even. 2 laps to go this time by. Here they come off the 4th turn down the front stretch. Bushy again by about 5 feet at the stripe. They continue to run side by side for the lead. Sawyer still runs third. 4th, the battle between Fountain and Tyler Terry. And running in the 6th spot, it's Billy Twaits of the 69. Robin Wood almost even this time into turn number 4. White flag is unfurled. 1 lap to go. Here they come down to the front stretch. It's still Jim Bushy, that time by a couple of feet. Wood and Bushy continue to run door to door. Wood put the nose in front of the 2. Bushy fights back off the top of the track. Down the backstretch into the 3rd turn. Bushy has the nose out in front. Wood draws almost even. Bushy still with the nose out in front. Here they come off of turn number 4. Drag race for the win. It's going to be Jimmy Bushy on the outside. Robin Wood runs 2nd. 3rd to Bill Sawyer. 4th, it's going to be Bill Fountain. 5th to Tyler Terry. And 6th goes to Bill Twaits.
Martin Roy in the number 90, defending track champion, starts 10th. And shotgun on the field, it is Vince Quenneville in the number 78. Field takes the green flag. Here comes Mike Riel trying to take that lead. Billington was sideways. Look at Dupree go. Dupree diving to a hole down on the inside. Threading the needle, Patrick Dupree racing into the 4th spot. Now looking to move into the 2nd position on the inside. Billington drifts up the track. Dupree trying to find open room down to the inside. Billington continues to work on the outside. Now here comes Patrick Dupree running to the 2nd spot. Floyd Billington trying to fight back on the outside with a 19. It's not going to work. Here comes the 24 of Dupree to 2nd. Billington runs 3rd. The 49 of Richard Tesser runs in the 4th spot. Hey, look at Martin Roy. Martinois trying to get down the road. He had to get on the binders. The 49 of Tesseur drifted up the track right in front of Martinois. And Martinois had to get on the brakes real fast, or else it would have been contact with Tesseur that probably would have been a disaster for that 49. Tesseur works down to the inside. Martinois right on his back bumper. Gives him a little tap going into turn number 2. They run side by side for that third spot. Martinois trying to hustle away around there with that number 90. It's the 0-2 of Mike Riel out front. Patrick Dupree sizing him up for the second spot. Here comes Tesseur down to the inside. Billington drifts up the track. He's going to lose 2 spots. Tesseur goes to third. Martinois goes to the 4th spot. Billington back to 5th and number 19. Now Roy driving down to the inside. Contact into turn number 4 with Tesseur. Tesseur hangs on to third. Martinois is not happy with Richard Tesseur as he drifted up in front of him coming off turn number 2, and you can tell right now there's not a lot of patience from that number 90 for the 49 car. Tesseur in the 49 hanging on to third. Martinois is going to take it to the rim on top of the racetrack now. Follows him down the front stretch. Patrick Dupree trying to find a way around Mike Riel in the number 02. Riel is hanging on to lead. Jason Durgan moving into the top 5. Durgan moves to the inside of Billington for the 5th spot. It is still Mike Riel in the 02. Patrick Dupree running smooth in the 24. Running in that second spot. Then it's Tesseur in the 49. Martinois in the 90 trying a slingshot move off 2. Tesseur with good power down the backstretch, hanging on to that third position. Martinois is still 4th. 2 laps to go for Mike Riel. Let's see if Patrick Dupree wants to go. Riel really working that race car. You can see the smoke coming off the right rear into turn number 2. Mike Riel working a middle line now, diving down to the inside into turn number 4, drifting up the track off the 4th turn, hanging on the lead by a car length. White flag is out. Tesseur getting a little point at from Chief Starter Weasel Bruno. Now Martinois going to go to the outside for 3rd. Here come the leaders into turn number 4. Mike Riel trying to hang on. Patrick Dupree working the right rear down the front stretch. Checkered flag. Mike Riel wins. Dupree is 2nd. Martinois 3rd. Tesseur 4th. Durgan 5th. 6th to Billington. 7th to Michel Villa. 8th to Patrice McGrail. 9th.
12 Napa Mini Modifieds ready and lined up to go in qualifier number 1 of 2010. They're off turn 4. Green flag is out. LaFountain on the inside, Collins on the outside. Look out, we've got Archer going around in the 23. Atkins is high off turn number 2. He's able to keep that car going. He'll rejoin on the backstretch as Archer tries to refire the 23. Meanwhile, up front, they're still side by side for that top spot. LaFountain, the rookie driver in the Mini Modified division in car number 20, on the inside, and Collins on the outside in the 02. It's 7 or 8 car lengths back to Justin Donor in the 1. And Kurt Seymour in the 357 in the 4th spot. And it's another big gap back to the battle for the number 5 spot. Bobby LeVere has it right now. He's got Jimmy Varno right on his back bumper, and the brown turd closing on the inside. Collins on the outside grabs the lead, but LaFountain coming right back on the inside in the number 20. It's a car length and a half advantage for Jimmy Collins as they race up the backstretch. But Justin Donor has closed the gap quite a bit on those top 2 cars. Donor has cut it down to just a couple of car lengths as they approach the midway point. Collins and LaFountain run side by side, and Donor is right there in the 3rd spot. Justin Donor now looking for a way by as he is closed right into the back bumper of the 20 and the 02 cars. 2 to go this time by, and at the line it's Collins by a nose. But LaFountain will not give up on the inside, and Donor just looking for a way by, hoping one of those top 2 cars makes a mistake. Donor looks to the inside, but there's no room there as LaFountain shuts the door. Donor content right now to sit about 2 or 3 car lengths off the pace. White flag is out as they come off turn 4. LaFountain on the inside, and Collins still right there on the outside. At the line, it was Collins by just a nose once again. If Justin Donor is going to win this, he's got to make his move right now as they head up the backstretch to final time. LaFountain on the inside, Collins on the outside. They're going to run side by side off turn 4. And down the stretch they come at the line. Collins wins it by just a nose. Jamie LaFountain finishes 2nd.
7 cars ready to run. Qualifier number 2. Here comes the field down the front stretch. Green flag. Joe Warren with the number 13 showing the way. Running second right now, it is the 40 for Kenny St. Germain. Larry Underwood in the 73. Last year, Larry was a campaigner in the sportsman class, but he sold his sportsman equipment, and he has moved into the Renegade class, and he should be a pretty good runner in this Renegade division. He's running third with the 73. Don Franklin in the 69, running in the fourth spot, the defending track champion. Right now, saddled back in the fifth position with his number 7. That's the 61 for Dubuque and the 62 for Lutz, running 6th and 7th respectively. Out front, it is the Bud Light Lime, the Green Room, C&L Taxi, Drex Sub, sponsor number 13 for Joe Warren. Kenny St. Germain running in the second position with his number 40. He's about 3 car lengths back. That's 4 or 5 car lengths back to Larry Underwood in the 73. Don Franklin running fourth. Fifth is Lonnie Rivers in car number 7. Rivers is also a 2-time defending champion in this Renegade class. Like Bucko Branham in the sportsman division, he is looking for a 3-peat this season. And you really have to tip your cap to Rivers because this division is really well known for its parity. A lot of close competition, typically good, clean racing in the Renegade class, and a lot of cars that are very close. And somehow Lonnie Rivers has been able for the last 2 seasons to take down a track championship, a lot of consistent finishes, not always winning the most number of feature events, but running well, getting good, solid finishes, and turning those points into track championships. The driver in that number 7 car. Joe Warren leads. His lead is about 2 car lengths over Kenny St. Germain. Those 2 guys have checked out on third place runner. Now it is Lonnie Rivers in the 7. He's moved into the show spot. Larry Underwood is 4th right now in the 73. 2 laps to go for Joe Warren. Kenny St. Germain's actually closing in. St. Germain is right on that back bumper into turn number 2. Joe Warren's number 13 pulls away down the backstretch. The lead is about a half car length. And again, you see the 40 of St. Germain closing quickly, drawing right onto the back bumper off the 4th turn. We got a race for the lead. White flag is out. Joe Warren in the 13, Kenny St. Germain in the 40. Warren guarding down to the inside. St. Germain looking to the outside. Now Joe drifts up the track a little bit, working that middle line down the backstretch. St. Germain looking to dive down to the inside. Door closed by the 13. Here they come off the 4th turn. Checkered flag is out. Down to the stripe. It's going to be Joe Warren. Ken St. Germain with a good run to 2nd. 3rd is the defending track champion Lonnie Rivers. Larry Underwood goes 4th. 5th to Don Franklin. And 6th to Danny Dubuque in car number 61.
Hilton. The 36 car is Bill Desitel from Schuyler Falls. As they come off turn 4, 3 wide to the green flag. Timmy Gadway in the 63 and the 13 of Patrick Anderson round out the field. We got them spinning all. 5, 6 cars get together. Fluid pouring out of the 44 of Fuster. Brissett's 14 is about to back into him. Green flag is out. LaGrave on the inside in the 72. Joyle on the outside in the 57. It's LaGrave who leads him off turn 2 and up the backstretch the first time. Joyle settles into that number 2 spot. Tim Gadway runs 3rd in the 63. Anderson looks to move up in the 13 car. He drops back a spot now as the 36 of Bill Desitel moves up on the inside. Cody Myers on the move in the 75 car. He looks to the inside of the 13 and picks up a spot. Single file action up the backstretch in the Monster Energy Drink Bomber Division. Curtis LaGrave is your leader in the 72, and Billy Joyle runs 2nd. It's 6 or 7 car lengths back to the 63 of Timmy Gadway. And a car on the move now is the 75 of Cody Myers. He's gaining on those leaders. He picks off the 36 of Bill Desitel as they head up the backstretch. Bombers will be halfway this time by. And the lead belongs to the 72 of Curtis LaGrave. Joyle running hard to try and catch that 72 car, but that lead seems to extend every time they head up the backstretch. Myers now has worked around the 63 of Timmy Gadway, and Cody Myers now running in that 3rd spot. Gadway drops back to 4th. 5th spot continues to be held on to by the 36 of Bill Desitel. Although he now looks inside of Gadway as they come off the first turn. There'll be one lap to go this time by for Curtis LeGrave as he is well in command in this qualifier for the Monster Bombers. Joyles 57 is second. Cody Myers, who started at the back, has worked his way up to third, but that's the best he's going to finish, as he's got a long way to go if he wants to catch the top two. The battle right now is for that number 4 spot as Desatil again looks to the inside of Timmy Gadway. Checkered flag is out. Curtis LeGrave wins it on cruise control. Bill Joyle gets second. Cody Myers finishes third. 4th spot will go to the 63 of Tim Gadway. And top 5 rounded out by the 36 of Bill Desatil.
Cars ready to run. 25 laps the distance. J&S Steel Sportsman feature event. Here they come. Green flag. Sean Duquette from the outside of the front row trying to take the lead off turn number 2. Jamie Begor trying to go with him. Fountain was sideways off the second turn. Down the backstretch, Duquette has the lead from the top of the racetrack. Tyler Terry working down on the inside right now has second. Jamie Begor trying to follow Duquette through to make the pass. He's got second at the stripe. Duquette's the leader. Begor runs second. Third is Terry. Terry darts up the track off turn number 2. Fourth is Bill Fountain. Then it's a log jam for the 5th spot. Bill Sawyer in the 39, the 77 for Rick Frenier, the 61 of Wood, and the 20 of Brandon. Brandon sideways off the 4th turn. He's going to lose a spot to Jimmy Bushy. That rear end just darted out from underneath the number 20. Down the backstretch, top 2 cars pulling away. It is the 18 of Duquette, the 19 of Begor. You can see Begor a little sideways, now diving down to the inside off the 4th turn, can't get there. Duquette takes that lead, hangs on to that lead into turn number 1. He's working a middle line. Now the top of the racetrack off turn number 2. Real good run for Sean Duquette off the 2nd turn. Jamie Atkins' car very slow down along the front stretch. Here come the leaders off the 4th turn. They're running 3 wide in the middle of the pack. It's going to bring out a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag on the racetrack, I believe, for the Atkins 68, which was limping its way back towards the garage area. He's already on the hammer. Here he comes. Off turn number 4, down the front stretch. No start. Duquette got on the hammer up in turn number 3. And this looks better. Here they come off of turn number 4, down the front stretch. Green flag. They're even into turn number 1. Duquette likes to run that higher line. He's got pretty good momentum, though, working down the inside as they're dead even down the backstretch to 3. 3 wide into turn number 3. That pretty number 61 just got a little tangled up a little bit with that 36 of Bill Fountain, who's still wrestling the car down the front stretch. Out front, still dead even. A 3 wide move perhaps again. Robin Wood looking to the inside. Bucko Branham's working the outside. They're 3 wide for the 4th spot. Out front, Jamie Begor had the nose in front for the lead into turn 3. But battling back on the inside is Duquette. A drag race for the lead. At the stripe, it looked like Begor on the outside by inches. Jamie Begor with a red 19. A couple of crew guys said you either change the color black and move to something different or else we're not crewing anymore. Begor said, all right, we'll try red. Trying to bring red home to its first victory. And he has the lead now on the outside by 5 feet. Duquette in the 18 running in that 2nd spot down on the inside. Sean is fast to top the track, as are many of these sportsman automobiles, but he can't get there right now. Begor trying to clear him into turn number 4. Duquette fighting back on the inside. He can't get rid of him. It's now back to 5 feet. Jamie Begor's got the lead. Duquette runs in that 2nd spot. Bill Sawyer closing in a little bit. He's been watching this battle closely, trying to draw in. Bucko Branham runs 4th. 5th is Robin Wood in the 61. Jamie Begor still has the lead. It's still a 5-foot margin as they race down to the stripe and now into turn number 1. Duquette draws even into the turn. Begor pushes back down the backstretch in front. At 5-foot lead into turn number 3. Here's where Sean comes back pretty strong. He gets a good run into 4. And then Jamie takes advantage as they touch off the 4th turn. Takes advantage of that banking down the front stretch. And that vaults him back to the lead at the stripe. Bill Sawyer in the 39 still running 3rd. Branham and Wood, who had so many close battles last year, running that 4th spot. Oh, Sawyer way too hot. He's flying way off the top of turn number 4. Headed about to the village of Peru before he finally slows that car down. He was way too hot coming off of turn number 3. It almost looked like the brakes or the throttle stuck or something. Brakes gave way. Something happened with that 39 as he just went catapulting off the top of turn number 3. Come off turn number 4. Green flag. Well, that's a good restart for Duquette. Dead even with him into turn number 1. Here they come off the second turn. Bigor pushes up the track a little bit. Opens up room down the inside for Branham. He can't quite get there. They're dead even into the third turn. Again at 19, having to work down on the inside. Duquette back on the outside. They drag race for the lead, and at the stripe it was the 19 by about 6 inches. Branham diving down to the inside. Branham trying to push to the inside, take that lead away, couldn't do it. Bigor was able to hold on, but I'm sure Branham saw what we saw over in turn number 2 on that previous lap before, where there was room down the inside. Again, they're 3 wide off the 4th turn. 3 wide for the lead. Branham's on the inside. Bigor's in the middle. Duquette on the outside. 5 wide, 5 cars battling out for the top spot. Bigor's going to take the lead down the backstretch into turn number 3, but Branham's still there. Duquette's getting shuffled around. He's going back to 5th. Here they come off turn number 4. Oh, there's a car spinning. It's Tyler Terry in the 44, and the yellow flag comes out. The yellow flag is out. What a battle for the lead. Rick, about 5 cars within a car length of one another.
You were nearly right. They were almost 5 wide coming off turn 2.
Branham, restart. Here they come. Green flag. Nearly touching into turn number 1. Branham has the nose out in front off turn number 2. Bigor got a little bit loose in the rear end. Now gets it back together down the backstretch, trying to fight and hang on to that lead. He comes back on the inside. Jimmy Bushy is right on the back bumper. They drag race. Oh, we got a spin. Billy Twait spins in the back of the pack. Branham and Bigor continue the fight. Twait sitting over in turn number 4, and that's going to bring out the yellow flag. Turn 4, green flag is back out. It's a good restart for Bucko Branham down on the inside. Jamie Bigor comes back after him. Oh, look at that 61. Looking, peeking down to the inside, thinking about a move down there, but can't get there. They're almost even for the lead into turn number 4. Branham in the 20, the 19 of Bigor. Down to the stripe, they touch, coming down the front stretch. Branham had the lead by 3 feet. Jimmy Bushy back in the mix. Bushy working the out. Again, they touch off 2. Bigor is able to collect it. The 20 drifted up the track, made some contact. That allowed the 61 to come through on the inside. Robin Wood is to the 2nd spot. Jamie Bigor back to 3rd. Jimmy Bushy runs 4th. Branham is the race leader. Right in line is Robin Wood in the 61. Jamie Bigor now on the outside. Jimmy Bushy peeking down there to the inside. They're side by side for the 5th spot now. Sean Duquette in the 18. Rick Frenier in the 77. They race for 5th. Branham in the 20, Robin Wood right on that back bumper. You can tell what Robin Wood is thinking. He is waiting for a chance off turn number 2. That car, the 61, sticks down on the inside. Let's see perhaps if there's a bobble. No, Branham, nice job off of the 4th turn, keeping him at bay. It's about a 7-foot advantage, the 20 over the 61. Bigor in the 19 running 3rd. Robin Wood again looking to the inside, going for it now into 3. Door slammed by the 20. Now Wood comes back after it. Robin Wood has room down to the inside. It's a drag race for the lead. Down the front stretch, Branham by 4 feet. Robin Wood, that car working well on the inside as it did so often last year, trying to draw even into 3. Branham, whose car works extremely well on the outside. Wood with a car that works well down on the inside. Again, they drag race for the lead, and again it's Branham, this time by still that margin, 4 feet. Jamie Bigor continues to work on the outside. Sean Duquette coming back for that 3rd spot. Jimmy Bushy is still there. Good battle for 3rd. Robin Wood, for the time, has settled back to that 2nd spot. Perhaps rethinking strategy. What direction will he try to run with next? Bigor feeling the heat now of Sean Duquette. Bigor running 3rd, Duquette 4th. Duquette trying to get to the inside and take that 3rd spot away. 5th is Bushy in the 11. 6th it's Frenier. 7th is Fountain. 8th is Haywood. Tyler Terry coming after that 8th spot on the outside. Duquette and Bigor close racing for the 3rd position. 21 laps showing complete on the scoreboard. Sean Duquette has that 3rd spot off turn number 2. Jamie Bigor gets a good run off the top of 2, trying to come back after 3rd on the outside. Robin Wood starting to run out of laps in that second spot. Bucko Branham's lead is now a car length. Battle for third still on. Robin Wood in the second spot. Sean Duquette in the third spot. Jamie Begor in the 19 running fourth. They were almost even for that third position last time by at the stripe. As a matter of fact, scoring had Begor in the third spot on the outside the last lap. But this time by, it looks like it's going to be Duquette in the 18, and it is. 2 laps to go for Bucko Branham. Robin Wood again looks back down to the inside into turn number 3. Robin Wood trying to get to the inside, even into turn number 4. Here they come racing for the white flag down the front stretch to the stripe. At the stripe, it was Branham still with the lead. Robin Wood is right there on the inside. Bucko Branham gets a real good run off turn number 2. He's ahead by 2 feet. Into turn number 3, Wood trying to draw back even on the inside. This one's going to be a drag race for the win. Here they come down the front stretch. Drag race for the win on the inside. It is, no, it's still Branham hanging on. Scoring showing Bucko Branham on the outside, hanging on with Robin Wood in the second spot. Ready to run again with 28 laps complete. And now Patrick Dupree restarting right on the back bumper of the 90 of Martin Roy. Single file restart. 28 complete, on our way to 50. Here they come, green flag. Martin Roy pulling away off turn number 2. Dupree in that second spot, then Tesseur in the 49. Atkins the 1, Haywood in the 80 runs 5th. Mike Bruno is up to the 6th position with his CRA-sponsored 22. 7th is George Foley. Foley has had a tale of 2 days. Of course, look at that move by Bruno. Flying down to the inside, then make contact with Haywood. Foley makes contact with Haywood over at turn number 4. A rough lap for Andy Haywood. He got beat up first by Bruno. And then Foley saw that same spot. He dove for it down to the inside. And Foley lost a motor on his number 34 in the first practice. And he has run well in this 24F out of the West Moody stables. Cars prepared for Patrick Dupree. Here's Martin Roy off turn 4 down the front stretch. Don Scarborough, the Brandon Bandit, limping back to the garage area with the 11. The lead for Martin Roy is about 8 car lengths over Patrick Dupree. Then it's a good gap back to the 49 of Tesseur. Then the 1 of Atkins. And the yellow flag is back out. Problems for Mike Bruno in the 22. Bruno slowed on the racetrack, bringing out the yellow flag, and when he made the pass of Andy Haywood, there was some contact with Haywood's car, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if he perhaps has a tire down before the green flag is back out. George Foley looking to move on Greg Atkins, Andy Haywood in tow. Foley looking down to the inside. Atkins hanging on to that 4th spot for now. Foley sizing up the inside, now looking outside. Following him on line down into turns number 1 and 2. Again, diving down to the inside, looking for room down the backstretch. Foley puts the nose underneath, then backs out. Andy Haywood is right off that back bumper of the 24 of Foley as well. Martin Roy's lead again is comfortable. The lead is already up to 7 car lengths. Then a huge gap back to Tesseur in the 49. And a good gap back to Atkins in the number 1. Foley and Atkins. That is the best battle on the racetrack for position. Foley Slowly looking inside, outside, trying to find any way around that number 1. Because I think he's got a car that could contend for a top 3. And if he can get around Atkins, right now not an easy thing to do. I think he could chase down Tesseur as well. Now the lead for Martinois is still in that 8 to 9 car length range, slowly expanding on the 24 of Dupree. And Richard Tesseur is a half front stretch behind Dupree in that 3rd spot. Atkins is still holding off Foley for 4th. Andy Haywood has fallen back a little bit from George Foley. He is 6th. 7th, Matt Woodruff. 8th, Chris K.A. 9th, Cam Grady. 10th, Mike Wells. 11th in the number 4 is Leon Gagno. 12th is Mike Riel. 13th is Dan Brown. 14th is Bryant Trim. Jimmy Ryan is 15th. 16th is Terry Hayes. 17th is Todd Ormsby. And I believe those cars still remain on the lead lap. Leaders working around Floyd Billington. Well, Roy's advantage is not growing on Patrick Dupree. If anything, he may be closing the gap slightly. With just 8 laps remaining, make it now 7. They're putting up some pretty quick lap times as well right now. Turning times in the 16.5 range are the leaders. 44 laps complete. Martinois now feeling the heat from Patrick Dupree. Dupree has closed in. Working around some slower cars, working through traffic. Patrick Dupree can see the leader, Martinois, now a couple of car lengths. But Roy's going to have to deal with Andy Powell, Terry Hayes, Todd Ormsby. They're all in front. Lap traffic last time allowed Dupree to close. Again, he closes down on the inside. Now pulls to the high side. 4 laps remain for the 90. Patrick Dupree trying to eat the gap, but look at that run off turn number 2 for the Martinois 90. He was able to increase the lead back a couple of car lengths. Now he's got some open space to run with. Dupree trying to get back to the back bumper. And Martinois right now is checking out again. He's got Todd Ormsby in front. Well, Ormsby with a bobble in front. Now Dupree closes back in. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps to go for the Gamache Truck Center number 90. Dupree again trying to close with a 24. Slower car. The 60 of Ryan that Martinois is going to have to deal with. 1 car length the advantage. White flag. 1 lap to go for Martinois. Around Ryan. Now open track in front. There he goes. Martinois. Patrick Dupree trying to close. It's not going to be enough. The Napierville, Quebec driver wins it. 50-lap Syracuse qualifier. Martinois wins. Patrick Dupree second. Third will go to Richard Tesseur in the 49. Then it's Atkins holding on for 4th. 5th goes to George Foley. 6th to Andy Haywood. 7th to Matt Woodruff. Chris K.A. 8th. 9th to Cam Grady. And Mike Wells rounds out the top 10 with the number 76. Rick, we're awaiting the Martin Shuffle. The Martin Shuffle normally takes place atop the rooftop of his number 90. He's unbuckling, climbing out of his car now. Getting ready to take the flag atop the roof, and there it is, the Martin Shuffle. Martin will climb down. We'll get a word with him. We'll see if his English has improved at all over the off season. All right, he's got the checkered flag in hand, and now he's coming around. Hello, Martin. Welcome back to Victory Lane. You pick up right where you left off in 2009. Early in the race, you started at number 4 spot on the outside of row number 2, and you said, let's get to the front fast.
Yes, my car is very good, same of last year, and very happy to start the season and I win the first race. And thanks for everybody to come. All to come the Plattsburgh Speedway. Thank you very much.
Martin, talk about your car during the race. Did it change much for you?
Yes, the rain caused a little slicky, but after the rain, the car is very good. It's perfect for me.
So you weren't too displeased to see the rain and made the car even faster.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on your win and a Syracuse qualifying spot as well for you. And I know Syracuse has been a place that you've done pretty well at.
Yes, thank you.
Well, congratulations. Great way to start.
Thank you very much.
All right, Martin, well, everybody give him a nice round of applause. He gets the win.
26 of Matt Brusso. Josh Leclerc in the 7. Dave Parent starts at the back of the 37, still waiting on a driver on the 46 car. And it looks like we've had another added to the field. That's the number 2 car. That is Eric Rial. Rial starting at the back in the deuce. Good start up front for Chris Levere on the pole. He grabs the lead coming into turn 4, but here comes Kenny Dool on the inside quickly in the 00. Dool moves up, takes that second spot. Bobby Levere, the number 5. He now runs third as the brown turd is drop kicked back to 4th. Here comes the 59 for Stephen Brissett on the move on the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide into turn 3. Look out, synchronized spinning up front. Cars piling in. Couple of cars. Chris Levere maintaining that 3-4 car length advantage on Gilligan. Here comes a 3 wide move by the captain as they head into turn 3. Donor will look to take the 4th spot away as he'll get by both LaFountain and the Seymour 357. Rick Donor is now 4th. Can he run down the top 3 cars? It's a good lead for Chris Levere. Stephen Brissett now looks to the inside of Gilligan, but Randy shuts the door going into turn 3. Brissett may have to look to the outside if he wants to get by that 77 car. Here comes the 59, back one more time for a try at the 77. This time Brissett has the advantage going into turn 3, and he'll hold on to that line. And Stone Cold Steve Brissett will take the number 2 spot. Martin wants to get down to the bottom of the racetrack and not let the 95 through. Levere trying to get by the 35 of Kurt Seymour Sr. He will. Seymour pulls to the outside to let the faster cars go through. Stone Cold moves into 2nd, and the captain now runs 3rd. Gilligan is back to 4th. Jamie LaFountain still with a strong run going in the number 5 spot. Jimmy Collins is 6th. 7th goes to the 357 of Kurt Seymour Jr. 8th goes to Josh Leclerc in the 7. And it's a battle for that 9th spot between Justin Donor in the 1 and Chris Clark in the 77. Next time by, the Keysville Napa Mini Modifieds will have 5 laps to go as the 95 and 59 have overhauled that 4 car. Now look at Levere just slamming the rear end of the 95 car. Rick Donor has the lead. Stephen Brissett has gone to 2nd.
Sparks out of the 4.
Something may be going amiss on the 4 cars. Sparks were shooting out of the back end of it as he went into turn 2 that last time. Now Brissett has gone by him and taken the 2nd spot. But Rick Donor's checking out in the 95. He's put a couple of lap cars between himself and Stone Cold. Levere running in the 3rd spot. Gilligan is 4th. And LaFountain runs 5th. But Collins is starting to close the gap on him just a bit. Brissett makes a move on the inside to get by the 2 slower cars. He'll now try and run down Rick Donor, but he is running out of time. Going to be 2 laps to go. Next time by for Captain Thunder. The Watson Glass 95 opening up on the 59 of Brissett. 2 to go. Martin has gotten by LeVere in the 4, as has LaFountain. I still think something may be amiss on that 4 of LeVere. LaFountain now gets by Martin on the outside. He's going to take the 3rd spot. What a great run the rookie has going tonight. He's now 3rd. White flag is out. Up the backstretch, your final time, Rick Donor in the 95. Half a straightaway lead on Stone Cold Steve Brissett. Brissett would have to sprout wings if they wanted to run down the 95. Checkered flag is out. Rick Donor to win it all. Steve Brissett finishes 2nd in the 59. 3rd spot goes to Jamie LaFountain in the 20. Gilligan finishes 4th. And at the line, Chris LeVere holds off the 0-2 of Jimmy Collins to get the 5th spot. And the winner, the driver of the Watson Glass, number 95, that is Captain Thunder. He's from Ausable Forks. And we're going to throw it downstairs. Rob Knowles, take it away.
All right, Rick, thanks. We'll wait for Rick Donor to hop out of his car and talk to Rick about the race.
I'd like to say something on
All right, he's unbuckling, climbing out of his car now. Rick Donor, everybody give him a nice round of applause. The 95 makes its way to victory lane. First win for 2010. Rick, fairly early in the race, there was a pile-up over there between turns 3 and 4 that some cars that were running near the top 5 got together. You managed to avoid that. What line did you take, and how did you see it as you tried to work through that mess?
I just seen a big mess, and I just went really low. And I thank God I missed it all. So I got Chris pretty hard there. That one shot, the Z Johnson just flew right up in the air. I'm like, oh my God, there goes my front tire.
But nonetheless, you were able to avoid that, work your way to the front, and then work through traffic to get to the front, and some other fast cars right behind you that I know you have a hand in that car right behind you as well.
Yeah, he's my teammate. We built it this winter, and I'm scared of it. I wish I would never built it so fast.
Well, congratulations. It's a great way to start the year.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, nice job. Rick Donor gets the win.
I want to thank Watson Glass and Gordon's Oil. Thank you.
Good job to always work in those sponsors. Can't forget them. Nice job. The 5 for Mark Karen, the 2 is Metal Man, the 26 is Pat Leary, and shotgun on the field is the 16 for Neil Hansen. That's the field for the Renegades, and we're under green. There are some fast cars near the front of this field, and they are running 3 wide already off the second turn, 4 wide, a little bit back from the leaders. The brothers Rabtoy gain a spot as they part the LeBounty 60 left and right. And here comes the 11 for Lance to second. And here comes the 2-time defending track champion to 4th on the inside. Lonnie Rivers in the number 7 moves to the 4th spot. LeBounty 5th, but not for long because the 25 of Kevin Booten is running the rail on the outside. He's going to the 5th spot. And we got a challenge for the lead. Larry Underwood takes her to the wall. Lance Raptoy in the number 11 drives down to the inside. He's got the lead into turn number 2. At the stripe, Underwood still had the lead, but in the middle of the backstretch, it is the 11. Smoke on Freeman Sawyer's 51. He's slowly limping back towards the garage. Lance Raptoy is your new leader. Larry Underwood is second. Dave Raptoy third. Lonnie Rivers fourth. Booten running on the outside and running well with the number 25. He'll take 4th away from Rivers. Rivers says, not so fast. I'm coming back on the inside, and he's going to make it a dogfight for that 4th spot. 3 wide, racing for about the 8th spot. So Dave Rabtoy 3rd, Kevin Booten is 4th. 5th is Lonnie Rivers. 6th is Keith Pelkey. 7th, here comes Kenny St. Germain in the 40. St. Germain wrestling the 7th spot away, falling back to 8th. Keith O'Neill in the 0. 9th is Joe Warren. 10th is Cody Benoit. Pulling away out front is Lance Rabtoy. He's checking out on Larry Underwood. Larry Underwood right now is in a Raptoy sandwich. He's got Lance Raptoy in front of him. And he's got now Kevin Booten in the 25. Dave Raptoy falling back. It's Booten in the 25 who is running third. Fourth is Keith Pelkey, and now Dave Raptoy back to the fifth spot. That Pelkey 24 was really impressive in the qualifier earlier, and he's moving again. Keith Pelkey, that car's fast. Lance Raptoy trying to check out. Kevin Booten to the second position with a 25. He's moved around Underwood. Keith Pelkey following that line on the outside. Underwood going back to the fourth spot with the number 73. The 40 for St. Germain running fifth. Dave Raptoy backsliding to sixth. Keith O'Neill going after him. Lonnie Rivers is another car that's sliding back with his number 7. Right now, Rivers is in the 8th spot, running earlier in the race in the top 5. And he started the race near the front as well. Joe Warren with a bobble going into 1 and 2. He'll lose a spot to Cody Benoit, and Chad Provost going to challenge now as well. And pretty good racing for spots 8 through 12. Lonnie Rivers, Cody Benoit, Dave Raptoy, the Provost 6, and the Warren 13, all mixing it up for position. Kenny St. Germain trying to grab a spot away from Larry Underwood on the outside, and he will. Kenny St. Germain going to 4th on the outside with his number 40. St. Germain serving some notice as well. Larry Underwood now back to the 5th spot with the 73. Lance Raptoy in the number 11. Chasing him down, lap by lap, is that 25 of Booten's. These two guys parked next door to one another over in the pits, often busting one another's chops. Off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, a lead that at one point was about 10 car lengths over the second place car is now 2 and shrinking. Lance Raptoy, Kevin Booten, Keith Pelkey, 3rd. Kenny St. Germain, 4th. 5th, Larry Underwood. 6th, Keith O'Neill. 7th is the number 7 for Lonnie Rivers. 8th is Cody Benoit in the 14. 9th is Dave Raptoy in the 21. 10th is Chad Provost in the number 6. 11th is Joe Warren in the number 13. 12th, Robert Gordon in the H2O. 13th, Roger LeBounty in the 60. 14th is Don Franklin. 15th is Mark Karen. 16th is the 61 for Dan Dubuque. 17th, Bob Dragoon. 18th is Josh Terry. 19th is Meadowman, and he's about to go down a lap. The leaders are working past down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Inside 10 laps remaining now for the leaders. And they are picking him up and putting him down. Keith Pelkey trying to chase him down. He's using up that race car. And he's starting to slide back to Kenny St. Germain in the number 40. St. Germain running down Pelkey. You can see Pelkey really wrestling that car off of turn number 4 last time by. And out front, it's now a dogfight. Lance Raptoy in the 11 and the 25 for Kevin Booten. Booten is close to a half car length. Pelkey trying to hang on to 3rd and deny St. Germain from getting into the top 3. But it appears to be perhaps a losing battle for the 24, although he gets a good run off number 2 to hang on to that spot at least for now. Laps continue to click off. Lance Raptoy, Kevin Booten. Looks like this one could be decided between those two. They have checked out on 3rd place runners. Either Kenny St. Germain or Keith Pelkey. They continue a great side-by-side battle for 3rd. They're just about dead even into turn number 3, racing for that 3rd spot. Good battle for 6th between O'Neill in the 0 and the 7 of Lonnie Rivers. The 61 off the pace. He's limping back to the garage area on the access road back to the garage. Leaders are coming into turn number 4. Kevin Booten looking down to the inside. 5 laps to go now for Lance Raptoy, and he is feeling the heat. That car drifting up the track in number 2. Kevin Booten sees it opening down the backstretch. Here comes Booten after it into 25. That door was closed, though, by the 11 of Raptoy. Lance Raptoy holding him off for now. Again, he drifts up in turn number 2. Opening up some room, but this time Booten cannot get there. He'll run off the back bumper by a half car length. Perhaps they will run up on some of the slower cars that they're working on, but they run in line right now. Booten 5 feet off the back bumper of the 11 of Lance Raptoy. The 36 about to go a lap down. Raptoy looking to the outside, tiptoeing through 3 and 4. Booten says, I'll dive down to the inside with 2 laps to go. 2 to go for Lance Raptoy. Around Bob Dragoon. Booten goes with him. They're running side by side, slower cars near the back of the pack, right in front of the leaders. This could play a factor in the outcome. They need to work around Metal Man. Now white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Can Booten make a move for the win? Raptoy goes around the 26 of Leary. Booten tries to close down the backstretch. Raptoy leads by a half car length. Booten tries to get to the back bumper. The slower car, the 43, not going to factor in. Here comes Lance Raptoy down to the stripe. He's going to win it. Second to Kevin Booten. Third, Kenny St. Germain. Fourth to Keith Pelkey. Racing for 5th is Keith O'Neill. Larry Underwood is 6th. 7th, Chad Provost. 8th, Joe Warren. And 9th, it is the 14 for Cody Benoit. 10th, Robert Gordon. 11th is Lonnie Rivers. He faded back. And all right, Rick, we'll get a word with the Fairfax, Vermont driver in just a second. Lance getting his gloves off, and he'll unbuckle and hop out of his car. Had a rearview mirror full of Kevin Booten in those closing laps. Kevin Booten with a good run to the 2nd spot, and Kenny St. Germain with a solid 3rd place finish with his number 40. A lot of big smiles down here in Victory Lane, waiting for Lance to climb out of the car. He's climbing out. Now give a nice round of applause, everybody. Lance Raptoy from Fairfax. All right, here's Lance Raptoy. That's a pretty good way to start the season, huh?
Absolutely. It's the best way to start as far as I'm concerned. We've been waiting a long time for this. We've been at it 4 years, and we've got 1 win under a DQ, so this is my official first win here, so I'm pretty happy about that. I've had 2 years ago, I had 5 second-place finishes, so been real close, but no cigar, so we'll take it tonight.
Well, you get the cigar, that's for sure. Now, was the car going away a little bit in the closing laps?
It was getting a little tighter toward the end, and I knew Kevin was going to try to creep underneath me, and I know how he races, and him and I are really good friends. He helps me out a ton. If it wasn't for him and, my brother and my crew chief, Mike, my dad, I got a lot of people to thank for this whole accomplishment, but my whole family for supporting me. I just can't say enough beside myself right now.
I got a feeling that you're going to remind Booten, who parks next to you in the pits, as well as your brother a few times, that you got win number 1 of the season.
Absolutely will. I'll take this one home, and I'll let it soak for quite a while, I'm sure.
Well, enjoy it, and then get back after it again next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice job. That's Lance Raptoy, everybody. He gets his first win.
They start to pick it up as they enter turn 4. Down the front stretch, green flag, back out. 21 car did not want to fire on that restart. Now he's got it going, but he lost a couple of spots. As the 45 got by, and they now picked 1 spot back up on the 88 of Duravage. He's now running in the number 5 spot, looking to take 4th spot back away from Laporte. Top 3 cars have opened up 5 car lengths in the battle for that number 4 spot. And it's a good 4-car battle running for that 4th spot. And there's another 4-car battle running for the number 8 spot. Bordeaux, DeMoore, Collins, and Whitney. Meanwhile, up front, it's still Bill Joyle, your leader. He's maintained that car length and a half advantage since we went back to green over Curtis LeGrave in the 72. Cody Myers, another couple of car lengths back in third in the 75. And it's about 10 car lengths back to Josh Laporte, who's held on to that fourth spot since he picked it up on the restart, as Richner now runs fifth. Duravage looks to the outside of the 11 of Whalen to take the sixth spot, dropping Whalen back to seventh. They're halfway this time by. Top three cars run single file. They put a little bit of distance between themselves. Joyle's now got 3 car lengths on the 72, and it's about 5 or 6 back to Myers, who runs third in the 75. Richner has taken fourth spot back away from the Laporte 45, and he's brought the 11 of Mike Whalen with him. We got a caution flag as Bill Desatel in the 36 car has spun off the top of turn number 3. Field picks up speed coming off turn 4. Green flag is out. Good restart for Curtis LeGrave as he goes by on the outside. LeGrave gets the lead in the 72, and Joyle is going to have to try to come back on the inside. Trouble off turn number 2. One car going around. That's the 51 of Sweenyer. He's trying to get it refired, and hopefully we can stay green. Caution flag is out as Jerry Sweeney not able to refire the 51 car. We were able to complete one lap. Main event for the Bombers. This time it's LeGrave on the inside and Joyle on the outside. Back to the green. Joyle gets a good run on the outside. Coming off turn 2, they're going to be side by side up the backstretch. Joyle sticks his nose in front. LeGrave trying to come right back on the inside. They are side by side coming off 4. Joyle on the outside, LeGrave on the inside with 5 to go. Another good run in turns 1 and 2 for Bill Joyle has put him into the lead. Joyle, your leader. The 72 of LeGrave runs second. Myers is third. Richner is fourth. Duravage is fifth. And Whalen runs sixth in the 11. Josh Laporte's 45 is seventh. Chad Collins, 22, is eighth. Ninth spot goes to April Bordeaux in the 23. And a battle on for the 10th spot between the D-Moore 87 and Whitney's 24. Joyle now opening up 4, now 5 car lengths of the 72 of Curtis LeGrave. Right now, LeGrave may have to be content with trying to hold on to that second spot and keep Cody Myers behind him, as Myers has closed the gap just a bit on that number 72 car. There will be 2 to go next time by for Bill Joyle in the 57. He's opening up that lead even more as they complete the laps. As that 57 car just seems to get stronger as the race gets longer. LeGrave second, Myers third, Richner is fourth. There's a good gap between all 3 of those cars as the white flag is out. 1 to go for Joyle. The 57 leads the pack into turn 4 the final time. And Bill Joyle will be week number 1 winner in the Bomber Division. Second spot goes to Curtis LeGrave. The 75 of Cody Myers finishes third. Scott Richner fourth in the 21. And rounding out your top 5, it's Josh Duravage in the 88.
All right, Rick, we'll get a word with Bill in just a second. Pretty strong run. As you said in the closing laps, that car got stronger and stronger, started to pull away. We'll ask him about the car and how things went for him through the night. Didn't seem to have too many problems working his way to the front. Give him a nice round of applause. First win of 2010. Come on over, Bill. Thanks, buddy. Well, pretty dominating performance for you in the number 57, and as Rick mentioned at the end of the race, the car seemed to be getting even stronger as the laps wore on.
Yeah, it started getting better. You know, it's a lot of time and effort in it.
Talk about the time and effort that you put into the race car over the winter months.
Started October, November, ended last night, this morning.
Last night, so literally you got started after the 2009 season wrapped up and working, chipping away at it through the season, through the off season?
Every day, all day.
And now does it all seem like it paid off and it was worth it?
Yeah, if only it gets better from here, it's the way it's got to be.
Well, congratulations on getting your first checkered flag of the season. Great way to start.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Matt Valley Loggin, Twaits Firewood, Bridge Street Auction Service, and the book Society Cleansing. You can visit them at Facebook. And I'd like to thank Billy Twaits.
Nice job. It's always important to remember those sponsors. You did well.
Thank you.
All right, Rick, back to you.
Well, Rob, that's going to wrap up Motorsports Magazine for week number 1 of the 2010 season. A change in the Sportsman main event. Looking at the videotape, we ran the stop action frame-by-frame replay in the tower. It appeared as though the 61 had the lead at the transponder line as well as the start-finish line. They did an inspection of the placement of the transponders over in the garage area, and after a result of that inspection, Robin Wood has been declared the official winner.
Close racing between those two drivers, similar to the finish that we saw to kick off 2009, side-by-side racing for much of the race. Robin Wood in the 61 working well down on the inside. Branham's number 20 working well on the outside. Originally, the A and B scoring had Branham winning by 0.02 of a second, but I think when they did their inspection as well as looking at the video, they thought the video was pretty conclusive that it was the 61 that crossed both first at the transponder line as well as at the checkered start-finish line. So Robin Wood gets his season off with a pretty good start. He picks up the win after some pretty good work as well. I think the track officials deserve some credit. It would have been easy, I think, for them to simply say, okay, that's what we're going with. That's what the A and B scoring says. But they did some homework. They looked at the video, and then they did some work over in tech, and they ended up giving the win to Robin Wood in the 61 upon further review, a photo finish.
The main thing you want to see in situations like that is get it right, and they did.
Yeah, they did a good job, and again, there are a bunch of different track personnel involved, and I'm sure that will only make the number 20 and Bucko Branham's team even more determined. Coming next week, two-time defending track champion, serving notice early on. He's not going away, and he's going to be real strong again this season.
In the modifieds, I guess you can say just 2 words. He's back.
Martin Roy started on the outside of row number 2, and as has been kind of his mantra here at Airborne, he likes to get to the front early. And if you try to play it slow in the early going and take your time getting towards the front, then you will find yourself in a pretty bad spot, because Martin Roy, the odds are he's already to the front, and he's going to pull away from everybody else. And by the time he got to the front, Patrick Dupree was working through traffic, and Patrick's comment at the end of the race down in Victory Lane, he said, I gave it all that I had, and he just wasn't able to hang with Martin Roy. But I thought Roy's comment as well was pretty interesting. He actually thought his car was faster after the rain, a clean track. He thought the car even picked up a little bit for him. So Martin Roy, he has been certainly very difficult to beat here at Airborne Speedway. Patrick Dupree gave him his best tonight, but wasn't good enough to stop the Gamache Truck Center team.
Well, one thing the 90 does need to work on, the Marty Shuffle was not up to par tonight.
You didn't give him high marks for that? No. Well, perhaps it's getting a little old because he's won so many times. He's running out of original material. Maybe you could help him out.
No, definitely not. In the mini modified event, Rick Donor survives a big wreck in front of him in the early stages, works his way through traffic, gets by Stephen Brissett, and starts to pull away at the end.
It was a dangerous wreck because it occurred near the front of the pack, and teams were coming off into turns 3 and 4 really at full throttle. And originally, when the wreck occurred, it seemed to close off the middle of the racetrack, and then the cars thankfully parted. Some of the cars that involved in the wreck ended up diving down to the inside or falling down to the inside, other cars moving to the top of the racetrack, and that opened up some room for cars to sneak through. And one of the cars that managed to avoid that melee was Rick Donor. He said he chose to dive down towards the infield. It worked for him down on the inside, and that was probably the key move because he was able to race home to the win.
You remember that last regular season Renegade race of the year? Who was the winner?
Metal Man?
Dave Raptoy, the regular race.
Oh, the last regular race.
Lance's turn tonight.
Well, Lance Rabtoy, he mentioned in Victory Lane as well. It's the first time that he's actually won getting the checkered flag out on the track. He said that he had won one race earlier in his Renegade career, and that was by way of a DQ over in the tech line. Finished second on the track, but won when the winner was disqualified. So he was pretty pleased to get that victory. Doesn't come as actually, it's a little surprising to hear that that's his first checkered flag because he is such a consistent runner. Last season had different mechanical issues with that car, but I think that's a team that's pretty determined. And I think the names that we saw towards the front of that race, Kevin Booten, the number 25, a guy that I also think we're going to see right in the mix throughout the season. That division is very close. Some cars I thought really seemed to step it up a little bit tonight. Kenny St. Germain being one of them. I thought at times in that race Keith Pelkey was a car that was certainly worth paying attention to. And then some other drivers with not the result that they wanted. But that Renegade division, you can't have too many off nights because they are so close and the competition is so tight that you have a couple of bad nights and you can be doomed for the season.
Another car that got faster as the race moved upon was the 57 car of Bill Joyle. He lost the lead on a restart to Curtis LeGrave, but the car was really fast on the top of turns 1 and 2, and he just drove by him to get the lead back and pretty much coast to victory.
Yeah, did an excellent job. After working around the 72, he was able to get to the front, and it's always good to see from a driver's standpoint an automobile that's going to respond for you and pull away down the stretch, and that's exactly what he was able to do, and it turned out to be a pretty easy win, as you said.
We have to pick a Watson Glass Driver of the Week winner. Of course, Jimmy Watson providing a $25 gift certificate to Watson Glass to the Driver of the Week as selected by Rob and I and our videographer, Gene Gagne. My vote for opening week will go to Lance Rabtoy.
I agree. Lance Rabtoy, who has been pretty consistent in through the years as a Renegade driver. Persistence pays off tonight, and I think Lance Rabtoy is a name that is going to be around in the Renegade division throughout the season. And I think we're going to see him in the top 5 consistently in points and contending for a track championship. I agree with the 11, the Fairfax, Vermont driver, Lance Rabtoy.
And what does Gene have to say? Gene goes along. It's unanimous.
It's like we had to twist his arm on that.
Lance Rabtoy is the Watson Glass Driver of the Week. And we also have an award to give away from the people at Fast. It's the. Did you ever decide what the actual name of this award was going to be yet? The Frenier's Fast Driver Award. Who was your selection for that?
Oh, we got to have a fast driver? Well, if you're going to pick a fast driver, it's got to be Martin Roy. Who's faster than Martin Roy?
Nobody that I can think of. Martin Roy is certainly the fastest in opening week here at Airborne. Gene, do you have a selection? Now, Gene votes for Kenny St. Germain, but 2 votes for 1. Martin Roy is the opening week winner of the Frenier's Fast Driver of the Week Award. Thanks to Fast for providing that award for us to give away on the Motorsports Magazine show each and every week. We want to thank our cameraman, Gene Gagne, for his fine efforts on camera this evening. And we'll remind you that Plattsburgh.com will have Motorsports Magazine online each and every week, early Monday morning, hopefully by 8 o'clock. For Rob Knowles, I'm Rick Knowles. Until next week, have a good week, everybody.